Magic 102.1, the People Station on the Madd Hatta, and I have the legendary Lenny Williams with me today. First of all, it's an honor. I salute you, sir, and I appreciate your time to even talk to me today. You're such a wealth of knowledge. I really don't know where to begin. We could begin at your childhood. We can talk about the Southern Soul that you're doing now. I also heard a rumor before that you've done some documentary work as well. I don't know if that's true or not. I've not ever seen it anywhere, but I heard that in passing somewhere that you might have received an Emmy or something like that for some documentary work, some music that you've done for documentary. So there's a lot of ground for us to cover. But let's start with, sir, you're looking good, and thank you for being here once again. I appreciate your time.
Yes, let's get at it. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So let me start here then, because you've had an opportunity. You're one of the very few artists that you've had relationships with a lot of the major record companies in your heyday. I think you started off at Fantasy. You did a little something with Atco, aka Atlantic Records, Motown, because our favorite song is on that Motown record.
Yes,
MCA, ABC. I mean, what were those experiences like? You would go there like, you know what? I kind of ain't feeling y'all. Have a good one. I don't know if that was the situation or not. So here it is, man. I get the chance to talk to the legendary Lenny Williams, and he can tell me how that was to be.
Well, Fantasy, I started off there as a kid. Actually, I was underage, because you had to be 21 to sign a record label without your parents.
Wow.
And I was around about 19 or 20 or something like that, age. I was hanging out with John Fogerty from Creedence Clearwater. He had a group called the Gollywogs, and Huey Lewis had a group called what was his name of his group, Clover, and we just hang out. And so I did that, but I was real good friends with the owner, and so nothing wasn't happening, and so I just asked him to let me go. So I'm unencumbered, and then I might come up with something, just being free, and as luck would have it, I hooked up with Larry Graham, and then started hanging out with Larry. And then, but in the meantime, I went to Atlantic Records, and I just had a one-off deal with them, and I did that. And then I hooked up with Larry.
That song is a fire song too, sir. I think one side of it was you did a cover of a "People Make the World." People need to go find that record. I'm surprised rappers have not sampled that record. I am so surprised. That is a dope record. It is.
Oh, really? Yeah,
I thought so. I know that might not be one of your favorites to perform, obviously, but I thought that was a dope rendition of that song.
But those were my struggling days. Those were my days trying to make it happen. Trying to get on, right? And so that didn't happen. And
yes,
so
sir.
I with Larry and hung out with him and Sly for about a year, going on the road, just doing anything, carrying bags, whatever, shining shoes, whatever it took. Lenny, go to the store, get us something to drink, and then finally hooked up with Tower Power and started writing for them at first, and then eventually became the lead singer. So then we were on Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
The thing with Warner Brothers was I never signed with Warner Brothers because just one night I just hanging out the studio, and then it's like, okay, you the new singer, and Warner Brothers, they didn't know that they had a new singer till the record came out. So then they come to get me to sign that contract.
I did not know that part of this story. Okay.
Oh no, I ain't signing that contract. We'll sign another contract, So so did that. Then I left there and went to went to Motown, stayed there for about a year and a half, and then things weren't happening. I talked to Suzanne DePass, and she was able to, she said, okay, Lenny, we let you go do your thing. And then I went over to ABC, hooked up with Frank Wilson, who had been a staff producer for Motown. So basically, still on Motown because I had the Motown sound. And me and Frank hit, right off the bat, and got my first gold record. And then after that, I think I went to they sold ABC, then I went to MCA, and after that, I was on 4 or 5 different labels. Now,
I just thought that was pretty extraordinary that you spent time at so many different places. I hear so many people, seasoned artists that complained about being able to get signed to these labels, and seemed like there was an ease with you getting on labels. And maybe that's just the way it looks when you look at, your repertoire there. Maybe that's just the way it looks.
Well, I had a good manager, Sandy Newman. May she rest in peace. Had a good manager, and then the good Lord was looking out for me, man. had them praying grandmamas and grandpas and great praying mom and daddy, boy. I tell you,
Yes, sir.
that's when I look back and I'll be like, Lord, thank you for them prayers of my grandparents. I know I'm getting some of their blessings, you know what I mean? If it wasn't for their blessings and I was just going on my own record, oh man, I'd be over on the street corner somewhere, you know.
Oh, I want to go back to your Motown record. You know, in our community, because I love you. I'm you know, I know how you might feel a certain way about it. I don't know. We'll find out right now. But what was going on during that record? And was it the hit? Was it what it is now? Was it then?
Right. Yeah. I went in and I did that record. And so we did the record, and I didn't have a talking in it or anything like that. And it was a little faster than the one that everybody knows, the big hit record, right?
Right.
And we did that. We recorded that up in San Francisco, and I think I had Ted Sparks playing the drums. And so then, fast forward a little bit, his brother Willie Sparks, the original drummer for Graham Central Station, Larry had fired him, and then he started playing for me. And then he was like, "Man, you play too many ballads. I'm a funk drummer, so I'm gonna have to leave. But that 'Cause I Love You, man, you need to break that thing down and slow it down. You need to put some talking in it, right?" And so about a year, I was on the road and I was doing it all the time. So we broke it down, put the talking in it, and then we re-recorded it with Frank Wilson over on ABC.
Mm-hmm.
And the day that I sang that, Andre Crouch and his twin sister Sandra came to the studio, right? So I'm trying to make Andre shout, right? I'm trying to make him get the Holy Ghost and put $100 offering in the plate or something like that. So I was just digging down, trying to hit all them notes and stuff like that. I think that's the reason I hit that high note in 'Cause I Love You, trying to see if I could get Andre to wave his hand or something.
Yeah.
But that's the story on that. Yeah. So it's like the two different versions. And so it's really interesting when I get my royalty checks. I get them, and one of them is for the Motown 'Cause I Love You, and one of them is for the ABC 'Cause I Love You. Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So the one that we love is the ABC 'Cause I Love You.
Yes, right. Yeah.
Got you.
And doesn't have the talking in it. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right. I appreciate that. Now, the talk part that you did in that song,
Mm-hmm.
was there somebody in particular you was talking to or about?
Well, I mean, a little bit of somebody that I was talking to, and then just talking to your friends, and and they listen to their woes when they breaking up with their woman. Things ain't going good, and just trying to remember all the stuff that would be a tearjerker, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
That you're just trying to hit all the salient points, so to speak. Yeah.
Was that a one take deal when you did that rap part?
Well, pretty close to a one take, because I had been doing it on the road. Actually, I had in there. Frank had to cut it. I mean, I was preaching the whole sermon, man. I was like, yeah. Because if you listen to the one that they be having out on the internet, when I did on the midnight, I don't know what it was, whatever.
Back in the 70s, the midnight. I forgot what it was. The midnight
special, I think it was, or something like that.
Yes, sir.
And my mom and my daddy had gone on in, and didn't have no. I was just like pouring it on out, right? Yeah, yeah. So it's like a dude, he break up with his woman, and his mom and daddy died the next week. It's like, oh man, the world is just tumbling down on me. Yeah.
Well, we appreciate it, and I'm glad that you made the song. Do you of those records during that time? Do you have a favorite? And I know you still release records,
Mm-hmm.
You still put music out, but of that period of time, was there ever a favorite record of yours, or a surprise record? Like, was that a surprise record?
Yeah, that was a surprise record, because I had done it before and it didn't happen, and had done it on Motown, and nobody noticed it or anything like that. Then I turn around about a year and a half later and I do it over on ABC. So that was a surprise record. And I have to say that my favorite record is 'Cause I Love You, because that record has just been so instrumental in my life, my career, and also as a father raising children. The money that I made off of that song has been tremendous. So so I
can't be mad at that.
That could be Choosing You, and maybe Shoo Doo Foo Foo Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever have a chance, or and I don't know if this ever happened with the Tower of Power, because I think a lot of times too, other than because I love you, I think people always kind of wrap you into the Tower of Power. Have you guys ever had a chance to hit the road again and tour again?
Not really. There was one time period. Ooh, Lord, I don't know, maybe 20 something years ago.
Wow.
Maybe even longer. We thought about getting back together, and I went to rehearsal, and then it just didn't feel right, and so then we kind of put a stop to that. Just the one rehearsal, and then but I did do. I know I did do maybe about 5 years ago. They were up in town and they were playing at the fair, and so I went by and hung out, and then they said, "Come on, Lenny, sing a song." And so I wound up singing a couple songs with them, so that was fun.
Nice.
It Don't Change Horses and So Very Hard to Go and Still a Young Man. Yeah, so that was fun.
Okay. Now, what is hip is my jam, but okay.
It was hip that night too. Yeah.
Okay, you did. Okay, my man. Now, talk to me. Is it true that you did some documentary work and got an Emmy or something?
I got some kind of award. I don't know if it was an Emmy. It could have been. I don't know. Yeah. I got some things down here, man, and I just put them in a box, and then my wife, she go get them and put them up and stuff like that. And I'll be like, I don't like to look at them because then I think I'll get lazy and
Wow.
I've accomplished, and and I'm still hungry. I'm as hungry as the day I started. Back in the day when I was 18, 19. Yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm starving for success, and there are things that I still want to do. Yeah.
Really? What could Lenny Williams, who you've signed to a lot of labels, you played music, you've done documentaries for television shows and whatnot, what more could you want to do or accomplish?
Well, I have my own label, so I'd like to develop, some artists.
Okay.
I mean, I'd love to have an artist that made the top 10, had top 10 record, and it's something maybe I wrote, or maybe I discovered a songwriter or something like that. I've had my opportunities. And I had opportunity back in the day that I could have managed Hammer. You know what I mean? I let that.
Wait a minute, stop. You can't just throw that out there and stop. Now, you could have almost managed Hammer. What happened?
I just overlooked him. I'm just so busy. Like, my wife said that Stanley's on the phone. I'm like, oh, tell him I'll call him back. And and then this kid Tucker that's real hot right now. I met him 15 years ago.
You mean Candyland Tucker, who y'all getting ready to be on this H-Town Blues Fest together? Yeah. That Tucker?
Yeah, I met that kid, Lord, 12, 13, 14 years ago, and maybe longer. And you came to one of my shows. I was at some little honky tonk down there in Lafayette or somewhere down in there. Right. And my shows, and gave me his phone number, and Mr. Lenny, and then it was funny when he hit real big. I was on the show and he was headlining, right? And so I said, hey, let's hook up and let me get your number. And he said, I gave you my number a long time ago. And so he giving me his number, and boom, it pop up, Tucker. I said, I had this.
Oh God!
When he around here, writing songs on the back of a paper bag and stuff, and so I'm trying to be more alert. About, sometimes like when you're trying to do your own thing, sometimes you just you look at people like Barry Gordy, you say, wow, how a guy was so observant, to be able to look at people and say, oh, that guy's got talent, or that's a good looking guy, I think I'm gonna put him in the movies or whatever. So I'm trying to be more observant of
it's a skill, it's a gift. It's a gift, man. Yeah.
Talent, and then getting in and rolling my sleeves up and working with them. Right. Yeah.
So here it is, man.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You continue to perform, you still hitting these streets. You hitting these streets like you still 18, 19, sir. What is that all about?
Well, I don't
want to put numbers out there, but you've been putting out records for a long time, sir. Let me just say it like that.
Well, number one, I'm hungry and I'm still creative, so when my wife see me at around about 8 or 9 o'clock, and I go put my gold front in and get my little sag on and get ready to hit them streets, go down to the hood, she said, oh, he out there trying to find out what's happening, beating the streets. Yeah, so I just found a lot of youngsters, and and just see what they doing, and and try to get involved in the technology and the way that they're writing now, and how they can. It just amazes me how the subject matter of songs, it's 90-something% of all songs is about love, and how that people can still write about it. And it's like it's the same thing, and it seems like everything has been said, and but yet they can say it in a different way that makes it new. And it's just really amazing to me about songwriters and how they do their things. And it's like people look at athletics and you say, oh, Michael Jordan was the GOAT, you know what I mean? But he can't do what he did back then, or Mike Tyson can't do what he did back then. And you look at songwriters and you say, when was the last time that Paul McCartney had a hit? Or when was the last time that Smokey Robinson or Stevie Wonder wrote a hit? It almost seems like that it's cyclical, you know what I mean? Like you got your, and then once your time is over, then you ain't really writing anything new, you know what I mean? And so I think the only way to continue to do that is to get in with the young folks when it's their time, so that maybe you might be able to still cultivate and come up with some new stuff.
That's cool that you're open to being around young folks, because sometimes when folks start getting a little older, they're not into the new sound and the new wave, and they start staying away from it. Like, oh no, we didn't do it like that. We did it like this. It's cool that you're embracing all the youngsters saying, you know what? No. I want to understand. I want to understand this technology, the way you're writing, why you feeling the way you feel. So I salute you on that, man, that you're still able to stay fresh and want to, merge talents and skills with some of these young folks out there, and also bring them up and see if you can help them out on their journey in this music business as well. What's the biggest takeaway or thing that you've learned in these years of putting out these incredible songs?
Well, I think that the one constant is that you got to work on yourself. You just got to just be the best that you can be, and then the other constant is that there's always somebody out there trying to separate you from your money, and so you need to always have a good lawyer, good manager, or do a whole bunch of reading and stand on top of it yourself. Even if you have a good lawyer and a good manager, it's always good to stay on top of it, because I lost my manager, and but her philosophy was she's gonna teach me everything. Another constant is that I realized that you should have a good manager, because people are always out here trying to get your money, separate you from your money, and
Yes,
things.
sir.
And then if you don't, even if you have a good manager, just make sure you learn everything that you can yourself too. Yeah.
Are you rebranding yourself these days? Because I see you on a lot of these Southern soul circuits, and I'm like, whenever I hear your name mentioned, I'm like, Lenny Williams. Okay, I guess. And I know you got a couple, I call them Southern soul songs. Like Sugar Daddy was Southern soul. I mean, you know the vibe.
Right.
Is that something as you're trying to rebrand yourself as? Or you like, I'm interested in this. All music is soul music to you, and this is where I'm at right now?
Well, I'm from the South. I mean, I live in California, but I was born in Arkansas, and my daddy was born in Louisiana, and mama born in Arkansas. So, I'm a Southern boy. And I like the music. I grew up listening to blues and everything like that. And so I just started doing a lot of shows in the South. It seemed like the folks in the South liked me, and so I was down there doing a bunch of shows, and so then I'm hearing, next thing I know, I'm on the show with Johnny Taylor, or I'm on the show with Tyrone Davis,
Right.
and Bobby Blue Bland, and BB King and all that. So then I'm like, okay. And then I noticed that I was noticing the music that I was singing and the music they were singing, and the different kind of reactions they was getting. And then I'm doing shows with Denise LaSalle, and and they start playing that beat, and everybody and then I'm playing This Time Is Real. They liking it, but they ain't got the same cake. Don't have the same. I said, oh, I got to get with it. So I start buying the music. I'm starting listening to it, dissecting it with my friends and stuff. It's, oh no, you got to do, we got to be like this, And so I just started writing, and then people started liking the songs, and phones started ringing, and I'm right there with them,
Lenny Williams said, "I will not be left out, baby."
No, I want some of that too. Yeah. I want a piece of that chicken. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well, I so much appreciate you. H-Town Blues Festival going down in H-Town. Obviously, you're on stage with Tucker, Pokey Bear, yourself is going to be great. What can the folks expect when they see you do what you do?
Oh man, we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna sing our songs. We're gonna hit all the notes. We're just gonna have us a good time. Yes, right. Yeah, and everybody on the show is spectacular, fantastic, and it's just a great show. And I'm just proud to be a part of it. Julius Lewis, and Rogers Redding bringing the heat and putting the show together. And I'm just proud to be a part of it. Yeah.
Well, Mr. Williams, let me say again, man, thank you so much. Thank you for your years of music. It was not just my parents' music, I feel like it was my music too. And I just want to thank you for creating it and allowing us to share it, man. Thank you so much, brother.
Yeah, and I got a Texas wife too. Yeah, right. 47 years. I've been trying to get rid of it, but she won't. Keep chasing me around. Yeah.
47 years. I'll tell you what, tell the people, what is it? Give them a chunk of knowledge about what it takes to keep a woman for 47 years, sir.
Well, you just gotta, try to come home every night. You come home every night. My grandfather and my grandmother was married 70-something years. He said that's a long time to be looking at the back of one black woman's nappy head. He said, what I do is when that girl get on my nerve, he said, I go out the front door and I come in the back door. Sometimes it take me 10 minutes and sometimes it take me a couple of days. He said, but I always come back. Yeah. So I just stay close, stay close to the cross, stay close to the house, and next thing you know, it's like, I can't even believe that we've been together 47 years. It don't even seem like it, but
wow.
I know we got a 40-year-old daughter. So, so it's like, okay, I get it. It's real. Out. The old folks they start with the 0. They say out, then they get to 1, 2, and it kind of stuff, right? Yeah.
Mr. Williams, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate your time, man. Thank you, man. And salute.
All right.
Take care, bro.
Have a good one now.
Yes, sir. You too.